So previous video, I am asking you this question, that how we can utilize this particular circuit for the amplifications. Yes, and amplifications means what? The signal is here and it's amplified. How much it's amplified is representing like that way. Yes, very good. It's a very nice term, that amplifications. Now I want to know about these amplifications. For that reasons, uh, we have to know some analysis of this particular circuit. We have to change this particular circuit some certain way. So for that reasons, we go for this. We take this particular circuit also, only taking this circuit also, and from there we just go for a very interesting theme. And in this video you can understand about these things properly. Just a minute and just go for that. I am again draw the common emitter configurations in here. This is RB, this is RC, this is VBB, this is VCC. I am just representing it as a DC source like that. This is VBB, this is VCC. Now this is common emitter configurations, and we know this is the output side, this is the input side. We know the input characteristics, we know the output characteristics, we know everything about this particular circuit in the previous module of the video. And now I have one question to all of you, that how we can utilize this circuit for the amplifications. I know that it is in your mind that when we are just using this particular circuit, start this particular circuit, there I am just using one bulb in here, and from there I can take the concept of the amplifications. This bulb is replacing by the by this RC, and that's just I am analysis with that. I'm just analysis with that. Okay, very good. But now this is the right time to go for the analysis, that suppose there is a signal is that I want to amplify and get this type of signal. How it can be possible? What is the procedure? In the previous case we saw that the base is the part is the input side, and these are the common emitter collector emitter part is the output side. This is the base side, input side, and this is the collector emitter part is the output side. So for that point of view, we have to introduce some this AC signal to the input side, then we can able to amplify these things. So I want to amplify this particular AC signal. Suppose I have a source of AC signals like that. So I want to amplify these things. So there is also a big question, that how we can amplify this AC signal coming from this AC source. Okay, first of all, I want to know one thing, that suppose I am giving you one problem, that there is two voltage source, DC voltage source. I am giving you in the laboratory one DC voltage source. Again, try to understand. I am giving you in the laboratory one DC voltage source. By using the one DC voltage source, how it can be possible to develop this circuit? My question is to you. I am giving you one DC voltage source. not two DC voltage source. I am giving you only one DC voltage source, by which is it possible to develop this common emitter circuit. From your brain, think about. I hope that you try to understand about these things, that there is a DC voltage source, there is a DC voltage source, and I am just giving you one DC voltage source, that is this. By this process, is it possible to get the overall circuitry is here? Suppose these DC voltage source are not present, but I say that you develop a common emitter configurations. What you have done, it's a very easy things. You just take these things and connect with that. You show the same circuit is there. You just take these things and connect in with here. That means the same circuit. For the purpose of this RB and RC is changing. For the purpose of this RB, because this is IB is attacking in here, and if I'm changing the IB, automatically IC is also changing. So like that way, we just make it as a variable. So very easily this current is also controlled by us in our hand. So what I am doing, I am just connecting it to the IC, and just it is representing like that the variable voltage source, variable resistance. Now this line is immaterial at presence now. This line is immaterial at presence now, and it is like that. Okay, so it is the basically circuit. It is the actual basic circuit of by using a 1 voltage source. I'm just ornamenting this circuit and simplify this circuit properly. We can represent it like that way also. We can represent it like that way, because this is ground and this is ground, and this is ground is common. So grounds are common. So like that way we can represent it. We can represent it like that way, that VCC we just representing like that way, that I'm just representing like that way. You show the same circuit at presence now. Till now this is the same circuit is there, that is the common emitter configurations. This is the same circuit, that is the common emitter configuration. I'm again changing some ornament in here, and for that reasons you can understand very easily. I'm just representing this IB in this side, these positions. This is RB and this is RC, and there is VCC. So we can represent this particular circuit by this. It is also a common emitter circuit. It is a common emitter configurations of the circuit. Common emitter configurations, the same circuit. You cannot say that because from this circuit I am coming to this particular circuit. So this is a common emitter configuration circuit. This is a common emitter configuration circuit. Now next step is that you have one voltage source. You have one voltage source, that is this, and I want to amplify this particular signal. This particular signal I want to amplify. Now there is a big questions for you. First you think, I go for the next video and disclose these things, how we can amplify these signals. Thank you very much. So in the previous we have already understand the how a configuration circuit by a source representations. Already studied in the previous. Now and by these things, particular journey for the path amplifications. A AC signal can be using this particular when we start concept, at that time we know that is representing by a bulb intensity is increased. Through that we can it will be act as a it will act as a amplifier. But how to act as a amplifier step these things is required. That there is one voltage source AC, and amplify this AC signal by, is it possible voltage AC is particular, how it can. First, as we have already known, the base is called transistor. If I increase the to emitter resistivity, decrease flow from the collector to emitter. Just some sort of try that this particular concept, that the base is the any kinds of circuit. This common emitter concept. So base is the input side. I am just use this type of signal to this here. This type of AC signal. Now I have a question. I have a question to you. Problem is arising at present now. You show there is a DC is coming through this path, DC is coming through this path. Is coming through this path, and here when part and DC will be at junctions. What side want to go? It may be coming here and destroy this particular signal source also. Yeah, it has some possibility. That how it can to overcome. It cannot possible that they coming and there is also is coming, and it will suppose I'm considering coming, that is I, suppose I'm just representing its voltage, that is small ib. It may be this small ib, a small ib. Why plus minus? This is AC signal. That's why the ib is like that as it is the like, so that is plus ib minus acting in here. Is one questionary, that is AC signal only this side, and how we can signal for this side. Try to understand component that which block that able to block the pass the AC. Yes, possible by that things. One capacity. If I'm introducing in here, if I'm in here, then it can be the current is coming AC signal which can, but when coming to this side it's blocked because capacitor is the AC pass part, so it's just block signals coming this. So when the it is looks like plus minus, why? Because this is the I, this is the capital I. So DCIB is, and this things is, that is this things is way, that's plus minus with that IB, and it's plus minus IB, and it's passing through this path, plus minus through this path. You for that point here DC and flow of the passed in through this. Okay, there is very important again. There is plus minus IB. It's changeable, increasing sometimes is IB. On respect of this particular IB is plus minus IB. This nature is affected. This IB is increase and decrease. So when the IB is like this way, it is one point of view. The increase like that way it is. So that I have already all know that base of the transistor is the base collector to emit huge current perform. So we can say that this IC to change of this IB changing of this particular IC is also change. There is a AC nature. It is a hugely current control pin of the change of the current in the base in the IC. Collect this change of IC in this concept. We can very to collect this, that means the AC nature from also possible through the capacity that detect that. But I want to slave huge complicacy of for the circuitry, but for to understand this, just representing this simple circuit. What using the AC signal source, because capacitor is the AC part, so DC is blocked. So DC coming in this side plus minus IB like that way. Here of the change of this as the base is called capacitor. If I increase the current, so C is changeable, and is the IC is to change of the detect the change of the IC, it can be possible. C is collected from here. C collected from here. So this is the AC nature VC which in the output side. That's when the IC is hugely changing. So IC is the change of the IC is this IB. So fortifications is happened, that understanding here. When the IB is changing a hugely in the IC and acting from there, so this is collecting from there. So fortifications is happened, this thing including here. So we are going to analysis, but we can step of this particular circuit. It is a mother that things we can understand for the next video. Thank you very much.
থাকে না তো মন, কাছে যাব